Number 5. Razer Nomo Pro. If you're a gamer, you'll definitely know Razer for their famous gaming products. They're committed to the world of gaming, and this speaker attests to that fact. Let's start with the design. They didn't follow the standard box-like shape with this speaker. In fact, the subwoofers look more like a microphone than a speaker. Our only problem with the Nomo Pro's appearance is that while you technically get Razer's beautiful chroma lighting, you get it in the most marginal way possible. At the bottom of each speaker, there's a thin LED strip with full RGB customization. It's tiny, and unless you have a black desk, you'll barely ever see it. We'll have loved to see them taking a thing or two from the Logitech G560 design. Since it doesn't affect the sound quality, it wasn't much of a problem. In terms of performance, the Nomo Pro is an absolute beast. Part of the reason the Nomo Pro works so well is that it can create directional sound with roughly the same fidelity as a good pair of headphones. This means you can hear all the directional sounds in games like Fortnite or Overwatch. The setup instructions advise you to point the speakers diagonally, aimed right towards your ears, rather than facing out towards the room in general. This, along with the system THX spatial audio option, gives a lot of depth and fidelity to games in which you need to know your opponent's location. We have so much to say about the speaker's performance, such as its ability to give awesome sounds even at low volumes. You can play games or watch movies at late hours without waking up the whole house. We think the best part of the speaker is the connection options. You can connect the Nomo Pro to different sources at once and switch between them using a control dongle. As long as your devices are close to the speaker, you can connect through Bluetooth, USB, optical audio cable, and analog cable. Number 4. Edifer Luna E. You might not have heard about this brand before. We don't blame you. We didn't know much about them either. We were amazed by the quality we got from these speakers though. The oval design was a stray from the norm, but it was still a smash nonetheless. With their signature red color, they're sure to stand out on your computer desk. If you're a sucker for the bold and flashy, this is the speaker for you. Yeah, we know it's not all about the design, so we looked into the performance. The rubberized front face houses the two active drivers, a 4-inch exposed woofer unit, and above it, a 19mm silk dome tweeter. Edifer isn't afraid to brandish the E235's newfound THX certification on the fronts as well, though the uncentered log on the right speaker is irking and a little cheap looking. The right speaker also houses a power/status LED that provides clear, distinct feedback. Enough of all that techie stuff. The speaker's sound could be defined by one word: excellence. Even though we experienced a little bit of sound loss over Bluetooth, it did no harm to the quality of sound the speaker produced. The THX mode will give you that bass boost if you want extra rumble to your audio. The subwoofer pairs add to that extra rumble to create the perfect sound. In terms of connectivity options, you get an optical audio cable, Bluetooth, and aux mode. If you want the speaker, you'll have to dole out about $300. Number 3. Logitech G560. If you've seen our mouse review videos, then you'll be quite familiar with Logitech. Along with Razer, they're the powerhouses of the gaming mice industry. They are associated with all kinds of gaming products, and the Logitech G560 is one of their best desktop speaker offerings. The speakers have a black and plain design which looks very stunning. Having a small size along with the RGB lighting, they look really good at night. The left speaker is just a speaker. The right speaker has a volume control on top and a button to change the RGB lighting brightness. Around the back, there are buttons to shut off the speakers or pair a Bluetooth device. In terms of performance, the speaker is aligned with the quality Logitech incorporates into their products. The sound from the two circular speakers is comparable to what you'd hear on a high-end headset. However, if you've never gamed with a subwoofer before, it's difficult to explain just how much of a difference it makes. You don't simply hear bass music and explosions, you feel them in your gut, and depending on where the woofer is located, maybe in your feet and legs, it makes the game feel more realistic. If you love loud music, then this speaker is your soulmate. Throughout the period of testing, we never turned it up to the maximum volume. We were scared of breaking some windows around the house. Yes, it could get that loud. With the DTS 7.1 surround sound setting, your movies and music will surround you and make you feel as if you were in it yourself. You can connect the speakers to your devices through Bluetooth, aux cable, and optical audio cable. At its $200 price, we believe this speaker is one of the best bargains you can get. Number 2. Logitech Z623. Yes, it's Logitech again. We love their products, and especially when we have one this cheap producing such quality. Why not? The Logitech 2623 has that sleek black color, which will fit into any computer desk. The speaker is large and has that box-like shape that is common with most speakers. The two subwoofers are smaller, and the right subwoofer has the controls on its face. The performance of this speaker is its real selling point. The sound is deep and rich, and the most three-dimensional we've ever heard from a 2.1 system. Even coming from a laptop's dubious quality inbuilt sound card, the sounds of gunfire in our favorite FPS seem to come from all around us. How soothing. The bass and treble are perfectly tuned out of the box, but if you want to add more bass, there's a dedicated rotary dial on the right-hand speaker. They're well built too. The subwoofer is one of the smaller ones we've seen, but it did just as good of a job as bass reproduction as one of the size of a small fridge. The satellites complement it perfectly, being adequately weighed in terms of both construction and sound. The speaker's little glitch is the proprietary cable used to connect the subs and the main speaker. Just as a point of reference, that's the same system as their $15 speakers. This seems too backward, and they could have improved on that. However, it isn't a deal breaker, and we quickly forgot about it when the speaker started blaring music to our ears. Number 1. Audio Engine A2 Plus. At the top of our pile of speakers is the Audio Engine A2 Plus. Another brand that might seem unknown but actually makes great speakers. The brand name says it all. We're fans of Audio Engine's original 2 series speaker, the A2, which came out a few years ago and retailed for $199.99. Now the company's released the A2 Plus, an enhanced version of the same speaker that adds a USB digital converter so that you can plug the speakers right into the USB port on your computer. Unlike classic bookshelf speakers, these Audio Engine models are powered via a standard AC plug. There's no need for a separate receiver or amplifier so that you can use them with any audio source. The 2 series are very stylish looking. In terms of performance, they definitely deliver. Their main appeal is that you can do without the sub. For their size, Audio Engine 2 Pluses deliver good, tight bass and offer excellent detail and relatively big sound. If you're looking for a set of compact, good-looking PC speakers that deliver superb sound for their size, the Audio Engine A2 Plus certainly fits the bill. In terms of connectivity, you get the aux input, RCA input, and USB digital connection. However, there's a little downside to the port.